Hello, this is Oren Prunken. So, throughout my life I've played music, I've played drums, and I've played drums in a metal band for quite some years, and then I used to be a pro DJ, as in I used to get paid my full salary to play music for people for several years of my life. So I think I know music pretty well. So recently I was listening to a commercial radio station, and an 80s glam metal band came on. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I'm into 80s glam metal. And I hadn't heard this band before, and the lyrics were completely incomprehensible. I had no idea what they were saying. Now, this glam metal song was only a clip for about 15 seconds, and then it ended, and then it went into a political campaign saying it was authorized by Clive Palmer of the Clive Palmer United Party. Now, don't get me wrong, I will not be voting for Clive Palmer, so that's not the purpose of this rant. But what I wanted to explain was a marketing lesson. So the marketing lesson here is: a confused prospect never buys. So I have no idea what that song was even trying to communicate to me. And in an ideal world, what we would all do was have a USB that we take out of our brain and plug into someone else's brain and communicate everything that we wanted to about what we were trying to market. So they got all of our experiences and stories and were convinced that way. But we don't live in an ideal world. Maybe technology will get there at some point. But at this stage, we have to use our words and other communication mechanisms to communicate what we are trying to do to our prospect. Now, if our prospect has no idea what we are communicating, the message is lost on them. Completely irrelevant sales message. And that is what happened with this clip. Now, I did a bit of research into the clip to find out what it was all about. And it was actually meant to be a parody, maybe not a parody, but a cover of a metal band from the US called Twisted Sister. So it was a take on one of their songs, one of their famous songs. Now, as I said in the start of this, I seem to think I am pretty good at identifying music. I've been in music for a lot of my life, and I still had no idea that it was meant to be a takeoff of this song. On that point, Twisted Sister has now accused Clive Palmer of ripping off their song for a political campaign. Now, that's a whole other kettle of fish, and bad, and don't do that because you're ripping off intellectual property. So that's the second thing that Clive Palmer has done poorly. But the first one, the marketing one, is confused prospects never buy. Like, if they cannot understand your sales message, they will not know what to do or what you are trying to convince them to do. So when you go out and create a sales message, make sure that what you're trying to communicate is very, very clear. And a lot of us try to overcomplicate things with technobabble and all of that kind of technical detail. If a 2 or 3 year old cannot understand the point you are trying to make, you have gone too complex for them. And if it's in a song that no one can understand the lyrics, you have completely wasted your marketing and sales dollar. So what I want you to do is try out in your next marketing and sales communication, simplify things and make it really clear what you're trying to communicate. Try it out, let me know what happens, and I would love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening, and if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.